I go, what are you doing that for? He was like, because I want the girls to see me when I come off the field. They will think that I played. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, and then, so you're looking at a team that hasn't won in years, and we finally win one at playing out here at Mansfield. And Chris, these guys that talk about that, was just sliding in the mud after the game. We finally win one. And he's just all muddy, like he played. And we're in the locker room, we're sitting at our lockers, and we're just like, we're going to get this rah-rah speech. But the head coach went right at Chris how much of an embarrassment he was. And just took away from that win. And I remember sitting next to Chris, just staring at him, and he's just... That was his normal face, you know.
And that was that the first win in 18 games?
I think so, the first win.
Yeah. But
it was always scary mud.
So what happened on the field, that was at Mansfield as well, right?
Yeah.
It was pouring rain, and Pat O'Gara and Steve Dittman and a few other instigators, great guys, instigators, were egging Chris on literally, and they were calling him the Eggman. What he would do. So Chris's body shape, if you remember, was skinny legs, and then and then it got a little bit more oval, and then he had those huge shoulder pads.
Yeah.
With the
And the neck collar.
neck collar, and then he'd put his shoulders up, and his helmet would go like this high on his head, and he'd look like an Eggman. Remember that?
Like the Beatles song.
Yeah. And so they were egging him on for that, and then of course there's a nice mud trough on the sideline. So he was doing those mudslides, and that did go well. And we were laughing our what's off.
The humorous story I remember was homecoming, pouring rain. I mean, pouring rain. Total mud on the sidelines. And I'm on the sidelines this time. I'm not filming. And Farley, apparently, they're all freezing. They got the cape on and all this. Farley says, hey, watch this. And he had a hot date that night. He's looking up at his date. He's doing one of these. Like, I'll see you, honey, after the game, whatever. So he takes off his cape. All of a sudden goes, whoa! Starts running on the sideline behind the team. Dives head first, slides, get up, total mud, right? And I'm cracking up, and then Joel says, Coach Maturi, all right, second unit in there. And Farley comes running up. Everybody's got totally clean uniforms. He's a muddy mess. And Joel looks at him like, how'd this happen? And just start laughing. And then Chris gets in there for very few plays, and then the clock runs out. And he comes running off the field like he's been in there the whole time.
I mean, that's classic. I wasn't there. I was already in college, but I heard and Joel was just, he's such a, everything everything we ever grew up thinking about Notre Dame football players, that was Joel Mature. He was so perfectly a domer, and he was just, and he was a great motivator, and that's why Chris, took a lot of that for his motivational speaker character, because Joel was really good at it. So to in the middle of a football game, to have some guy doing mudslides, cracking up the people in the stands, I think it was so shocking to Maturi that he was like, but he was so used to Chris by then. I think it was just like, I'm not surprised, but wow.